Hey friends, my name is Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti. I just finished eating. Welcome to Sim Sunday. Who knows the difference between those two flight files? Anybody? 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 Who knows the difference? The first one let me just make sure. Yep. First one was the 2S walk snail 75mm rig. First battery I've flown it on it outside with the RcinPower 1002 19,000 kV motors. Did really well. It's rainy out, and so the ground was lava. And so, you know, crash a lot. Great. So that was a little bit annoying. That it's frustrating sometimes that I can't not crash. I also did just notice that the canopy is not sitting level. I had it over there on top of the fan because it did get a little bit wet, crashing into the wet leaves and shit. But I did also just notice that I do not have these screws perfectly level. Left side versus right side. So the whole time I was flying it, the camera was slightly off, which really wrecks your ability to hit gaps. Because when you level the horizon in your goggles, the thing's actually sliding sideways. So you line up a gap, and then it very subtly slides away from that gap, and then you got to make like this weird correction that your brain's like, no, I lined that up properly. It's kind of the only problem of these walk snail builds. And it's not that bad. You just hold it up like this and just look at the gap on one side versus the other and loosen one screw, tighten the other. Tighten one screw, loosen the other, and you can get it pretty much perfect. There we go. Now it's good. Now it's good. Second battery was the 1S rig, which apparently I've put away. The 1S rig is on BetaFPV 1102 22,000s, and it weighs about 3 grams less. Hey, every once in a while somebody says, yo, where do you get black TinyWhoop motor screws? I can't find them anywhere. I have a set of 16 here that came with the RcinPower motors. If you want a set of black TinyWhoop motor screws, the regular length motor screws for regular frames, not the ultra short length for the Cockroach V3 and light AF frames. Yeah, all the other frames use these regular. CMYK at one point was mentioning that he couldn't find them, and I mail him stuff once a month, once every other month. So I'd sent him a little care package with them. But yeah, I know other people have mentioned it, so let me know. I have a set. I don't have a ton of the black ones. Like I'm not gonna. I have my little personal stash. I don't need to add these to my personal stash. That's why they're sort of available. But I'm not, unless somebody's absolutely desperate, I'm not gonna pull out of my personal stash for it. I love you guys, but there's a limit. In the chat, Colin Stapleton was first, Bad was next, Justin Muller, Curtis Hayes, Cheatonian, Barry 80081 rather, Apache Smoke Wounded Sniper Everyday with Bruno rather, Neurone FPV, Chris Wells, Schnauzer FPV, Frank Nicholas, Northern Tier, Douglas 6, Chaser, Technique, Apache Smoke Wounded Sniper. I think that's about everybody. What's up, friends? We're playing. We're gonna be in Velocidrone for a little bit today. I'm still just completely destroyed. And to be quite honest, I couldn't think of a thing to do today. But luckily it's Sunday, and so I can always default back to just doing Sim Sundays. So yeah, and you guys apparently enjoy that, so that's good. Justin Muller, I called you like first. You were one of the first people I called. You were the third person I called. If you want to talk directly to me in the chat, all you got to do is type CiottiFPV. You got to spell it right, and don't put a space between Ciotti and FPV. If you want to support me, because this is a totally crowdfunded thing that's going on here, you can do super chats here on YouTube. You can do PayPal, where 30% will not be taken by YouTube. Join the Patreon. That's the best way that you can help me. Join as recurring. By the way, Patreon changed their policies to allow single month memberships. And when they did that a few months ago, they moved a lot of people that were on their previous setup, which was recurring, over to the individual months. And so a lot of you, without even knowing it, got switched to individual months, and then at the end of that month, it ran out. So do me a favor and check that. You can go to my Discord and just type a chat message in and see what color your name is. If your name is white, then Patreon kicked you off. You can absolutely go back on. You just got to log into Patreon and re-sign up or whatever. And if you can, do it for recurring. That's super, super helpful. What else? There's an Etsy store. I just put up 2 builds on the Etsy store. I'll show you. Yeah, 2 fully custom builds with the iFlight Blitz AIOs. This is a drift car chasing rig. By the way, this wire, I'm actually going to do it right now. That wire is getting E6000 down. Here are these 2 builds. You know what I didn't put up there? I didn't put weights up there. I'll tell you guys the weights real quick so that you get first crack at these. The one that you're looking at there is... Fucking cold here in Georgia today, man. Making my allergies go nuts. This one is 19.25 grams. The little RC drift car chasing setup, which I call cinematic TinyWhoop. The freestyle one we're about to look at is 18.5 grams. The one that was on the screen a second ago, I'm putting a little bit of E6000 on this camera cable just to hold it down a little bit better to the side of the board. It's fine the way it is now, but yeah, God forbid it snags on something. But yeah, down on the bottom right here is a description of all the parts and whatnot. And yeah. Now's your chance to get a CiottiFPV custom ding dong. Alright, so if I put some T7000 between there and there, I'll build a little bridge with it. And then this cable will stay tucked in all nice. Look at that. Well, you guys can't see that, but I can, and it's delicious. Oh, fuck. Yeah, so there you go. Hold on, we're going to look at the freestyle rig in 1 second. Let me just get the cap back on this T7000. Man, my eyesight is fucking going, dude. In the time that I've been into FPV, I swear to God, my eyesight has gone from, like, pretty much perfect to, like, I should probably be getting glasses at some point. Which is really, like, there's not... I don't know if there's anything that makes me feel older than that. Here's what I just did. I built a little bridge of T7000, which is the same thing as E6000. See it there? Look at that little bridge I built. Logitech, let them look at the bridge! Look at that. That's all I did. Just hold it down. Something I learned about, I think this is right. Don't take this as the word of, I don't know. E6000 versus E7000 or T7000 or whatever. I think T7000, as it cures, the moisture evaporates out of it. Whereas E6000, the moisture stays in it. At the end of the day, T7000, once it's dry, is a little bit lighter than E6000. I believe that to be the actual difference between them. When you buy them, when you buy one of them, when you buy them from TinyWhoop, E6000 is clear, T7000 is black. I'll bet you can get T7000 in clear and E6000 in black, though. I could totally be wrong. These two are ready to go now. They kind of were, but I just wanted to do that one quick thing. Here's the other one. Modified Mobula7 canopy to hold the Blitz VTX in the rear. So there you guys go. Lots of good stuff over on the Etsy store that'll help you during your builds and or will help me continue to do this. as a full-time gig, which is how I'm able to spend as much time as I do testing stuff, interacting with you guys, thinking up a new stuff, all that. Cool. In the chat, Curtis Hayes says, "Yo from Virginia." What's up, Curtis? Where's everybody from? Type your city and state that you're from, or country, or whatever. We should do that every stream. Do me a favor. Some of you, whoever comes to the streams early, early on in the stream, type like location check or something, and let's get in the habit of people calling out where they are in the live chat, because I'll bet there are people in the same general vicinity as you that you didn't realize are in the same sort of area, and yeah, we can figure out where we're gonna hide when Anne Frank days begin. Patchy Smoke says, "Good evening, CiottiFPV and all you gangly gang. How are you doing on this cold Sunday?" A lot of us are a mess, Patchy, but here we are. Apache also says, "Got some traveling coming up, leaving for China to visit T-Motor Company the coming week." Dude, very cool. Very, very cool. Are you working with them on something? Or are you able to just like go visit them and take a little tour? Tell them I say what's up. Tell them very specifically, CiottiFPV says what's up. Technique says, "Hello, good sir." What's up, dude? Justin Muller says, "Have you tried Flywoo X30 coating spray for whoops? Maybe better than nothing. I comfortable coated my 5-inch rig, but on 65 millimeters it adds too much weight, I think. So maybe give the spray a try." You know, I've never done any conformal coating, which is silly. This last Christmas, my dad actually got me a thing of the good stuff, MG Chemicals proper. Like this is conformal coating. Like everybody else makes like conformal coating, but like this is it. This is they're just kind of stealing the name. Although in fairness, people in the model plane community have been using clear nail polish, which is acrylic, forever apparently, and it works totally fine. I'm gonna bet that it's not as easy to solder through. Like I'm assuming the one really big plus of proper conformal coating is that you can just burn right through it without the with a soldering iron. I'm gonna assume that clear nail polish is not as forgiving, but yeah, there's that. I've never conformal coated anything, and I've only really ever lost. I think I've only lost that one TinyWhoop, the BetaFPV 4-in-1 prototype that they the production one that they sent me that went in the dog bowl live on stream. I think that's the only thing that I've ever lost, and I've put rigs into water at least a dozen times. Fresh water, not salt water. Conformal coating with salt water is actually a really good thing. If you're going to be flying over salt water, well, here's the thing. If you're flying over salt water and you put one in there, you're probably not getting it back. You're not going to find it, right? But if you do find it and it's conformal coated, more of the components will be safe, for sure. Freshwater, it's not that big of a deal. Get the thing in front of a fan as quickly as you can, which actually reminds me, I'm gonna go put this back on top of the fan, and leave it there for 24 hours and you're good. So, yeah. A lot of these manufacturers conformal coat these boards in the factory. If you get a board and it's like shiny, that's a conformal coating, believe it or not. When you solder to it, you're going to burn through that, and you're going to have non-conformal coated solder balls. But yeah, it's a good idea. It's certainly a good idea to conformal coat everything. But by the time I get done with a build, like I'm over it. I'm just completely over it. Here, hold on. I gotta go blow my nose. Here's the RcinPower. Here's the RcinPower 2S 75mm TinyWhoop real quick. Again. Be right back. Hold on. Forgot to say walk snail. It's walk snail. Here are my thoughts on it so far. It makes a lot of power, even though the maximum RPM. So last live stream, we tested the RcinPower 1002 19,000s against the T-Motor 1002 18,000s. And in the house, I will preface that, in the house, these motors turned a little bit more maximum RPM in the OSD. That's in the house where it's really hard to just sit at full throttle and leave it more than a second, because these 2S ones are so fast that like within a second they're going like 50 miles an hour towards the walls upstairs. So it's not a perfect test, but I was doing the test in the same area, which makes it somewhat accurate. And the T-motors, even though they say that they're 18,000 kV, RcinPower say that they're 19,000, the T-motors were able to turn that higher maximum RPM. But the RcinPower motors feel like they have every bit as much power. Flying I've flown the T-Motor 1002s outside a bunch, probably like a dozen or so batteries. After flying the RcinPower motors outside, they feel like they have more power, even though they're supposedly a lower RPM, a lower KV, right? What we have learned from Chris Rosser's testing and a lot of the testing that I've done is that on these tiny little motors, the KV that's stamped on the motor means little to nothing. It's a great indication within that company if T-Motor has a 10,000, 15,000, and 20,000 kV motor. The higher numbered motors are going to give you more RPM. But if you compare a T-Motor 20,000 kV motor to a Happy Model 20,000 kV motor, it's out the window. These companies are not doing a good job accurately measuring the KV in the same way that the other companies are doing it. They're only doing a good job measuring it within their own stuff. There's no standardization there. So I'll bet these companies are using, which is really weird because KV is a simple measurement. You pass a static amount of voltage through the motor, and then you see what RPM that motor runs. It should not be difficult for these manufacturers to stamp a KV on these motors that's accurate, but it is. So yeah, keep that in mind. Comparing one company's KV to another company's KV means nothing. We have to do all of our own testing here, which is annoying, but welcome to FPV. Bad says, I found a way to stop the 300 mAh 2S batteries from sliding out of the Mobula7 V3 frame. Photo is in general nonsense. Oh, that's a great idea. Of course. Hold on. You just stick the... so the first thing I would need to do is change the way that I'm soldering the battery leads on. But then, yeah, just stick the BT 2.0 connector down through the top and then plug the battery straight up. And then when the battery tries to slide out the front, it holds on to it. I'm surprised that it fits through that hole in the frame. I didn't even realize that. That's very cool. Good stuff. I like that a lot, actually. Even just moving this to the rear here, this would also like work. Yeah, I'm gonna look at doing that. What is this pink? Did you custom dye this? Is this a clear Mobula7 V3 frame and a clear Mobula6 canopy that you've dyed pink? That's pretty slick. Look at that. My guy's also cutting a little bit of plastic out of the side here. A little bit of lighter weight. Good stuff, dude. I dig it. Justin Muller says, I didn't hear, but now I did. You got it, brother. Justin Muller says, your RC drift chasing videos are amazing. Thank you, dude. He says it hurts. Does it hurt how amazing they are? Thank you, dude. I've spent a lot of time to get that good. I've practiced. That's what it is. I mean, it is having fun, but it is practicing. Chasing those guys for hundreds of hours. I was going every other Thursday for at least 6 months. And then I backed it off to like once a month. Every once in a while I would go a second time. But yeah, I've chased those guys around a lot. Throttle Expo is huge. Getting off of the fractal frame was actually huge as well. The Batwing camera mount made a massive difference in having the camera point straight ahead, not having the camera moving around from their ridiculous camera mount. Also having the camera mount so that it's flat, so that it's not rotating, again, on their ridiculous camera mount. And then just having less obstructions below the motors. Just the whole package, going to that Batwing mount really did help. It also mounts the camera a little bit lower. And then just doing it. Yeah. Just putting the time in, because you really have to like figure out how to jive with the way that those guys move and how like the pacing of them changing directions and how quickly they move laterally and stuff like that. What's cool is it's very fun when you're doing that. It can be a little bit frustrating, but it's very fun to get that practice in. Christopher Blackledge says, what's up, everyone? Hello, Mr. Ciotti. Hope your week's been a-okay. Now, my week's been horrible. Absolutely horrible. But here we are. There we go. Look at all these people saying where they're at. Yeah, so this is like the sort of European stream. 3 o'clock Eastern Standard U.S. time, which over in Europe is not in the middle of the night. We've got Hungary, Germany, Quebec, Canada, Wisconsin, Paris, France. Paris, France. I didn't know you were from there, Neuron. How do you pronounce that? Torquay? Torquay? Oh, Devon. Okay, Devon in the UK. Worcester, Massachusetts. Washington, UK. Chorley, Netherlands. St. Louis, Montana. New South Wales, Australia. Taronga, New Zealand. Bunch of people from Australia land. Holland, Australian area, I should say. I think it's insulting for New Zealanders to say that they're from Australia. Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. 2 people right in a row from Oklahoma City. Kevin J. and Christopher Blackledge. Have you guys flown together before? It looks like you're close. Northern Pennsylvania, New York State line. Beaver Dam, Wisconsin. Chicago, Baltimore, Maryland, Oregon, Maine. Look at that. A truly global audience. It's very cool. What a time to be alive. Kevin J says, hello, chat. Hello, CiottiFPV. Apache Smoke says, I was already working for them for some transliterations, rather. I'll be sure to say hi from you. Very cool. So you're doing translations for T-Motor. That's really cool. That's really, really, really cool. Kevin J says, I recently got an 03 air unit in daylight. My white is blown out terribly. I've tried adjusting camera settings, but it's still pretty bad. I'm going to have to get ND filters before I get quality videos. Interesting. If you put like the shutter to auto, it should be able to give you a fast enough shutter speed that the sky is not totally blown out. But like as soon as you lock the shutter speed down to like 1/60th or 1/120th, you're gonna need to run ND filters during the day. That's just sort of the world that we live in with small sensors. Well, yeah, just small sensors and locked shutter speed. A 60th of a second or a 1/20th of a second, that's a long time. That's a long time for the shutter to be opening, letting a bunch of light in, and then closing. And even with the sensor locked down at like 100 ISO, yeah, the skies are going to be very, very bright. If you are running an auto, if you have the shutter set to auto, though, you should be fine. But then you're gonna lose any and all motion blur, because it's gonna ramp the shutter up to like 1,000th of a second or 2,000th of a second or 4,000th of a second. And if you're going fast, it's gonna look like a stop motion. It's gonna look like one of those little thumb books with the little stick figure characters moving all around when you and you know what I mean? The little, this is not one of them, but the thick little things of paper where you know. So yeah, there you go. King Dingling says, are you going to build a 1S 75mm off the HDZero AIO 5? I'm not really planning on it. This is the AIO 5 here, built here. I wasn't really planning on it. But if I can't find, if I don't start flying this, maybe I will. I don't know. I cut the battery lead really short for 65 mil, so I would have to resolder that, which is not the end of the world, obviously, but just kind of annoying. I'm much less likely to. All right, look. HDZero, when I've flown it outside, I've been really not impressed by the range. Basically because when HDZero so HDZero is a send/receive only video transmission setup. So this is why it's so low latency, but the range, the flyable range, right? We got to be very specific here. The flyable range is nowhere near as good as walk snail, old school DJI, yada yada yada, which are send and receive. They send the packet, the VTX talks back and it says, hey, I'm receiving or I'm not receiving packets. And this is a gross oversimplification, but that send receive link gives you better flyable range because it can like resend packets, basically. Again, crazy oversimplification, but the send receive setups, DJI, walk snail, 03, 04, those all give you significantly more flyable range at the cost of latency. HDZero, just like analog, great latency, but less flyable range for the amount of power. when I fly analog to the end of its range, the way that it breaks up, I can fly through much easier. When I fly HDZero towards the end of its range, the rainbow stuff I just find really difficult to fly through. So HDZero kind of has the worst range out of anything. And so when I have in the past flown HDZero outside, that's been really obvious, and I just kind of don't like it. This thing inside, you don't deal with that. You're not at the edges of range, and the AIO 5 is the lightest weight of the digital setups. So I'm much more. I'm probably gonna leave this as it is. I think this is. I think this is it. I think this is the best way to use the AIO 5. I don't. Yeah, if I'm gonna fly outside, I would rather it be analog. So that I get a little bit more range, because outside you're much more willing to push range, right? When you fly inside, you're like limited to the building that you're in, and usually it has enough. In this case, it does have enough range for inside the building. So yeah, I don't think so. Don't hold your breath for it. There is a chance though, if I just like if this sits on the shelf back there for like an entire month and I don't fly it, I'll feel bad, and I might be like, hey, let me do something with this so that I will fly it, and maybe that's taking it out of this and putting it into a 75mm frame. And that's a possibility, because the analog rigs are lighter. And like, I don't know, this is cool to fly. I fly this inside when you guys ask me to, which is totally fine. For somebody that has not bought analog goggles yet, this thing is fascinating, because buying a set of HDZero goggles is, just HDZero goggles is going to save you money, and you're going to be on a more modern kind of setup. But for freestyle, I just don't know. But I do want to fly this a little bit more. Whenever you guys want to see me fly this live on a live stream, all you got to do is ask, and I will. I will do it. Justin says, I didn't try myself the spray because I was still worried about adding weight. I never thought about that. Alexander Lewis Hughes says, most time my 03 air unit and camera survives saltwater, while my AIO doesn't, even though it's conformal coated. I'm surprised that you've had anything survive saltwater. Saltwater is nasty shit. Good lord. Although I guess if you get it rinsed off quick enough. Bad says, yeah, Rit dye. Very cool. What color did you use to get that pink? Did you use red in order to get that pink? Or did you use pink dye in order to get that pink? I've talked to Jesse from TinyWhoop a bunch about the dyeing that he's done. And he's told me like a bunch of times he's had to dye in like a really weird color that doesn't really make sense to get the end result. Which is why I'm curious. SciottiFPV says the RC drift car chasing looks harder than chasing real drift cars. It absolutely is. With real drift cars, you're a few feet, you're like 2 to 3 feet off the ground when you want to drop down and like look in their window or look at the side of the door or look at the tires, shit like that. With the RC drift car things, when you want to do that, which is what I want to do, you are fractions of an inch off the ground. Like you're on the deck, which is the main thing that makes it harder. But also, the RC drift cars change direction quicker and more frequently, right? Like a full-size drift car, like a full-size drift layout will have like, let's say between 6 and 10 transition points. Transition points mean from slip angle one side to slip angle the other side. So 6 to 10 times you are having to jump from one side to the other, which is one of the hardest things to do, because you get locked in and then they transition, and you got to get out of your locked in state and find somewhere else and then lock back in there. with the RC drift cars, they are just constantly transitioning. And there's a lot less time in between each transition. Like with the RC drift cars, they'll transition like every second. 1,000, 1,000, 2 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000. Whereas a full-size drift car, you'll get like 10 seconds to really settle in and get like on a big sweeping corner. Maybe not 10 seconds, but hell of a lot more than like 1 or 2 seconds. And so, yeah, it's way, way, way difficult. I'm actually kind of looking forward to chasing full-size drift cars again to see if it's like a joke. To see if like I go out there and it's just an absolute breeze. Since I've been sort of swinging with a weighted bat in a way with the RC drift cars. Uriel says, F to hear you had a bad week, wish you more from the other ones. The Donnie Llama, that's a great name, says, hey bro, I just got some GNB 300 mAh 1S lipos, and I'm only getting like 1 minute of flight time, and they're flying like they have high internal resistance. Is that normal? My guess is that you bought rolled cell batteries. I don't think... I've never seen a folded cell GNB battery. What you need for this new generation of high-powered TinyWhoops is a folded cell battery. It's like perfectly rectangular, not a rolled cell, which is more like an oval. Here, hold on. Let me search for GNB 300 mAh 1S. I'm going to assume it's BT 2.0 that you got. Well, do they not make BT 2.0? If it's not a BT 2.0 battery, that's another big part of the problem. I'm going to assume that this is what you got. And this battery is no good for 2 reasons. It's pH 2.0, which is worthless. BT 2.0 is so much better, it's ridiculous. But I also believe that this is a rolled... let me search for folded. Yeah, if it was a folded cell battery, I would be able to find the word folded in here. But it's not. So, yeah. The pH 2.0 connector is absolutely murdering you. And the fact that it's not a folded cell battery is also murdering you. You want the cheapest folded cell batteries are the BetaFPV lavas. Oh wow, Race Day Quads doesn't have them. BetaFPV 300 mAh lava. Here they are, the orange and black. These are the cheapest BT 2.0 folded 1S 300 mAh batteries. Everybody sells these nowadays, though. Weebleed FPV sells them. TinyWhoop sells them. Tattoo sells them. Quad Gas. Who else? Those are the main ones. BetaFPV Lava. Mentioned that a second ago. Yeah. You need folded cell. And usually the folded cell batteries will specifically say in the description that they're folded cell. The rolled batteries, they will not say that they're rolled. Because it's kind of like not a good thing. So yeah, whenever you're buying TinyWhoop batteries, make sure they're BT 2.0. And make sure that they're folded cell batteries. Those 2 things are incredibly important. If you miss either one of those things, you're going to drastically sacrifice runtime and flight performance because it's not going to be able to push enough voltage. The pH 2.0 connector is a shitty connector that has a lot of resistance. So a ton of electricity basically gets turned into heat in that connector rather than getting to the quad and being able to make power. And then the rolled cell battery, it just doesn't have as much... It doesn't have as much inside... It doesn't have as much of the materials inside that actually make power and store electricity. That's the simplest way that I can describe it. So yeah, that's almost certainly what you've got. I think you've got both of those things going on. I think you're PH 2.0 and your rolled cell, which is a nasty combination. Christopher Blacklight says, I have 2 questions today. Will the BetaFPV 1S 4F? F4 5 amp cross type flight controller, can you put an HDZero VTX on it, or is it only for analog? That cross type flight controller is what I use in all of my walk snail builds. And so putting an HDZero VTX is absolutely fine. You're doing pretty much exactly what I've done in all of my walk snail builds. But I believe the HDZero setup is like 1 gram lighter. So instead of a 6 gram weight penalty with my walk snail rigs, you're only going to have a 5 gram weight penalty, which is a good thing. Chris Wells with a $19.99 super chat. Dude, super generous. Thank you, brother. He says, working on a build, and I'm using the Drone Cockroach V3 frame with We Bleed Screamers. Mounted a motor to check the C-clip on the bottom clearance. Look at you, man. Super tight. It's not rubbing, but would it hurt performance to open that or just leave it? Here's the great question, Chris. Great question. Right out of the box, you're probably going to be okay. But as soon as you put a motor screw in there, it's going to start to push that plastic like I showed you guys last week on the live stream. And if you, like, the first time you put a motor on there, if you don't over tighten it, you might be okay. But God forbid you have to pull those screws back out and then screw them down again. Every time you screw those screws down, it's going to push the plastic out a little bit more. So my recommendation is going to be to drill it right off the bat. The Cockroach V3 and the Light AF frames, in my opinion, you should not mount motors up until you've drilled them out with a 9/64 drill bit. 9/64. I just typed it into the chat for you. Nope, I got it wrong. There it is. 9/64. Drill them out preemptively. You might need to drill them out again someday. I'm seeing that I have to. But I do a lot of testing, right? I take a lot of motors off, put a lot of motors back on. And every time you do that, it squishes the plastic in towards the C-clip. So, yeah. In my opinion, drill it out right off the bat. That's going to give you a little bit more leeway for when you eventually crank the... oh, man, I don't know what the metric would be. 9/64 in metric. So... it looks like... no, not meter. Centimeter. It looks like that's the same... No, millimeters. The same as 3.57 millimeters. Interesting. So you metric folks might need to jump up to a 4 millimeter drill bit. If you can... if there is such thing as a 3.5 millimeter drill bit, I would try that. It might not remove enough material, though. Justin Muller says we're screwed. Yeah, you need a drill bit that's in between 3.5 and 4 millimeters. Interesting. What do metric drill bits? Yeah, okay. Look at that. 3.2. Look at that. 3.2, 3.5, 4. The 3.5 will definitely work. And from a standpoint of like removing as little material as possible, that's a good thing. I've had the thought once or twice of moving up from this 9/64 drill bit to something a little bit bigger. I'm just trying to take a look here. 3.5. So it looks like 3.5 is a fairly common drill bit size. So yeah, 3.5 is definitely going to work a little bit. You might want to go up to the 4mm though. What's 4mm? Can I do this the other way around? Yeah, I can. Oh, but I can't work out what the fraction is here. Whatever. It's one bigger. Whatever. It's fine. Yeah, there you guys go. I gotta figure out where I was in chat. Hold on. Christopher Blackledge, second question. What do we think of the TinyWhoop Danger series? Like the Danger onesies, they're great. We ran those forever. They're a little bit heavy, but other than that, they're great. 0702, 30,000 kV. I didn't think I wanted them, or are they just flight control and ESC colors? Nah, I mean 702 30,000 kV nowadays is considered like medium kV. We've now got 32,000, 36,000, even 40,000. So yeah, 702 30,000 kV is like the normal at this point. You won't have to worry about them blowing up ESCs or flight controllers or anything like that. Uriel says, my experience with saltwater RC car over ice water. Spray it with WD-40. After that, spray Teflon fat on it. What's Teflon fat? Then still tomorrow, everything is stuck. Yeah, saltwater's horrible. Saltwater's horrible. Can I get a channel? Says tighter apexes with RC cars. Love the footage, though. Thank you, dude. The Right Wells says, amazingly managed to crash my Air 65 into the dog's water bowl. Luckily, I'd used that Flywoo stuff and it lived. Nice. That makes two of us, Right Wells. Mine didn't survive, though. Bad says, Rit Dye Synthetic Super Pink. Okay, very cool. If you did fabric with it, it would be very Barbie pink, but lighter colors don't soak in like darker ones. My other whoop is Midnight Blue. Very cool. The Donnie Lama says, I get them on Pyrodrone. It is folded cell. It's BT 2.0. Really? Let's take a look. Pyrodrone GNB 300. Let's see what we got. Ah, okay. So it's A30, which is, I actually really like that it's A30. But here's the deal. It doesn't say that it's folded cell anywhere. I'm text searching for the word folded, and I'm not finding it. It does kind of look... This could be a render, though. This almost looks like a render of the battery. I mean, are they really rendering in this little thing that happens all the time? It certainly kind of looks squared off, but I'm worried that they don't specifically say that it's folded anywhere. But it's great that it's A30. It's great that it's A30. Yeah, it's hard to tell. It's hard for me to be able to tell. If it is folded cell, and obviously it's A30, your rig could be the problem. Check to make sure that none of the props are out of balance. Make sure that none of the motors have bent motor shafts, and then make sure that the flight controller doesn't have anything like sandwiched up against it, hard mounting it. You want your flight controller to be free and to be kind of floating on those rubber grommets, so that no matter what, you're going to have vibrations, but you want the flight controller to be soft mounted so that the frame and shit can vibrate under it and it can stay as vibration free as possible. So yeah, make sure that nothing is pushing up against the flight controller to hard mount it. If that's happening, then all of the vibrations that are in the frame and motors and props are going to get translated up into the flight controller, and that's going to make the PID loop go absolutely apeshit. So yeah, check that out. I would, as soon as you possibly can, buy a known folded cell BT 2.0 battery and run that on the rig to see if that helps things. Because then you'll get to the bottom of whether or not this GNB battery is folded versus rolled. But yeah, there's the other things that can cause that to sort of happen. Donnie Lama says, sorry, it's an A30 connector. Same thing. Same thing. Although arguably the A30 is better, but yeah. Uriel says, European Stream Metric, we got that. Brian says, any suggestions 85-ish millimeter carbon fiber whoop frames that don't obstruct powertrain too much? Nope. That is one of the reasons that I do not run 2-inch rigs, because all the frames have a ton of supports that are all over where those tiny little propellers are trying to make their thrust. And then if you don't run one of those frames and you try to put everything in the middle, the 85 millimeter frame is so big that you've got a ton of duct in view. So yeah, there's not a great solution yet, unfortunately. It's super annoying. Super, super, super annoying. I just figured out something I can do. I can block individual words from the chat. Oh, yeah. Hold on. Hold on. I forgot that I could do this. Where can you do this? There's a way to do this. Hold on, hold on. This is important. No, that's not it. No, that's not it. Oh, perfect. Yeah, I mean that will pretty much do it, right? Okay. That's interesting. I have block links turned off, but it still doesn't let you guys post links. Huh. Andrew Taylor says 3.6 millimeter drill bits are available on Amazon. There you guys go. I'm trying my best to get off of Amazon, if I'm honest, because of how shitty Bezos is. But yeah, whatever. Chris Wells says, I didn't realize he was this shitty, is the long and short of it. Chris Wells says, anybody have tips for mounting a CO3 camera and a Mobula7 canopy? Have a printer if necessary. I think all you need is this very cool little thing that somebody sent me a link to recently. Wow, really? That's an aggressive pop-up. So this just wraps around the lens, and it seems like it accepts most lenses, and then it gives you the correct width for mounting in a Mobula7 canopy. So here you go. Thank you. Massive shout out to Tokyo Dom for creating this print. There he is. He's got a bunch of really good stuff on Thingiverse. Yeah, that should be all you need, in theory. Hold on, I got too many tabs open here. There we go. Andrew Taylor says also 3.7 millimeter and 3.8. All right, awesome. Very cool. Thank you for finding those, Andrew. Uriel says Teflon spray, it's to lube like... oh, God. It's great because it doesn't attract dirt, ask bicycle people. Ah, okay. Sure. Yeah, so it's like a... that gets called dry lube. Dry lube is what a lot of the mountain bike people use. I've been meaning to get some of that. I didn't realize that Teflon spray is the same stuff. I actually have Teflon spray somewhere. All right. So, what time is it? 4 o'clock. Let's dive into Velocidrone. You guys can join me in Velocidrone. I'm gonna go onto a map that does not require any of the like the update packs. So if you just have regular old stone stock Velocidrone, yeah, you can jump in. This will be an open room in the American region, and you can fly around with us. Especially if I can get my transmitter to turn on. Look at that. USB joystick. Man, I keep dragging my feet on replacing these gimbals on this transmitter. I really need to replace them. Oh, for God's sakes. All right, hold on. I got to deal with that first. That is the battery in this transmitter going dead. Glide, sure, fine. Let's create session, CiottiFPV, great. Create session, and we're going to go into city, pylons. Cool. So the room is now up. You guys can feel free to join it. I'm going to switch the battery in this transmitter. Hang on. Feel free to go hover right in front of me. You show-offs. Hold on. All right. That battery out. This battery in. Happy days are here at last. Oh, I might need to back out because I just unplugged this controller. Damn it. Alright, fair warning. I might need to close that room, but we'll figure it out in a second. Hang on. Hang on. Just getting this battery in here. Getting the back plate put back on. And there we have it. Nope. Get on there. There we go. Okay. All better. Transmitter's coming up. Man, I got all the warnings. What is an SD card warning? What am I getting that for? That's weird. Oh, look, it tells you how many times you've crashed in the top left corner. I never realized that. That's pretty cool. All right, USB joystick. Look at that, it just works. Cool. Let's fly around the city a little bit. Oh my God, the hang time in the fucking Sims is just ridiculous. Oh! Oh, look, the crashes thing doesn't work, though. On the top left. I just crashed and it didn't do anything. Bad says, I did my own version of the Mobula canopy adapter with side flanges to stop the camera turning. Works great with the CO3 3D printer in the Discord. Very cool, dude. Thank you. I was flying without looking just now. Whoop. Whoop! Gert Jen says, hello, gang. Nice to meet again. Oh, God. Yep. All right, hold on. Nerone's in here. Where'd he go? There he is. Hey! Oh, God. There he be. Hey, he's gone. You know, it's fun while we're waiting for people to jump in. Turn the power, like, all the way up. Hold on. Especially on a map like this. Menu. Quad settings. Quad mass. Downforce. Where's the, there's the power. I have the power down at 80%. And I have little props on. 5150. There we go. This will now have absolute ass loads of power. Ready? It actually doesn't feel that different. Oh, it's different. Oh, it's different. Away we go! Oh! Oh yeah, the throttle resolution is gone. Oh, look at this! Wow, yeah, okay, it's got a lot of power. Hey! Oh my god! Wow. Jeez, yeah, okay. I take it back. It has all the power in the world. Ah! I thought I could just leave it and get around there. Jesus. It's also flying like it's really heavy right now. Like, it's just carrying its momentum everywhere. Who's that down there? Let's get him. Ah! I think it's Neurone. It's green. Oh! Wow, this is ridiculous. This is a ridiculous way to fly around here. Man, you could just wait until the absolute last second. All right, as funny as this is, it's a bit much. Yeah, look at the throttle resolution is just impossible. Let's bring it back down to sane levels. Change quad settings. I'm actually going to turn the mass down a little bit because I'm used to flying lighter weight rigs. Take these props all the way down to a 50-40 and then turn the power down to 80%. Still very powerful at 80%, but camera angle 30%. Cool. All right, that's better. That'll feel a lot more. Yeah, that feels a lot more normal. Still tons of power. Yeah, still absolute acres of power. Oh boy, that was super ugly. I was trying to do this. Okay, I was trying to smash into a light pole. I was trying to do this. Ah! Here, I was trying to do this. Hold on. I was trying to do this. I was trying to do this. Ah! I can't get it. I was trying to climb up to the top and then throw a power loop over across like that. That's what I was trying to do. But I'm not good enough to do it. All right, let's we got enough people in here. We got a bunch of people. Let me change colors. Let me change everybody's colors and we can start chasing each other around. So, one of the most fun things to do in here, in my opinion, is where there it is. So we're going to change Enoki to yellow. It looks like we're good. Everybody else has an individual color. All right, cool. So I think we have enough people in here where it's not going to let any more pilots in, which is okay. From the starting line, we're going down the main street. Everybody crash. Everybody crash. Everybody crash. Okay, bunch of people have crashed. So we're flying down the main street here. Isn't there supposed to be a speed? All right, in the bottom left corner is your speed. We want to try to cruise. That's what we're doing. Split S at the end of the street. Cruise as low as you can. Let's try to cruise at 69. 69 kilometers an hour is our cruising speed. You cruise down the street, 69 miles an hour. When you hit the crosswalk, throttle blip, split S, bring it back down. The whole idea is that we fly as closely to each other as possible. If you don't see anyone in front of you, you are the leader. Your job is to try to hit 69 miles an hour. At some point, someone will pass you, and now they are the leader, and your job is to get as close to them as possible, unless it's me in purple. I'm serving as the cameraman. So everybody is going to have to lead at some point. When you're leading and there's nobody else in front of you, you just want to check bottom left for your speed. And slow the hell down to 69 kilometers an hour. Is everybody in kilometers an hour? I assume that I can put it into miles an hour. No, if I put it into miles an hour, I won't be able to say 69 over and over again. So yeah, whoever this is in the lead right now, but they're going 1,000 miles an hour. Who is this? Why are you going so fast? Why me? Slow down. 69 Why me? Why me? Get back here! Why me? Slow down. 69, why me? We're 69ing, friend. 69. Everybody look for purple. Purple, and then why me is yellow. He's changing directions. 69, why me? 69 me. Alright. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Alright, we're going this way. We're going this way with why me. Why me? Slow down! Alright, well, I think why me might not be watching the stream or something, because he's not slowing down. So we're going to follow someone else. Where'd everybody go? Where'd everybody go? Here they come. Here they come. I think you're going miles an hour, why me? Hold on, let me type into the chat. Oh, for Christ's sakes. Oh, boy. We need to figure... Hey, what's 16... No. The other way, Schnauzer. Schnauzer, we need it the other way. 69 kilometers an hour is how many miles an hour? That's what we need to know. Christopher says, how do you find the sim? Just Google Velocidrone. Velocidrone. It's going to take a long time to download, though. They are very slow to download. 69 miles an hour, 69 kilometers an hour is 42 miles an hour. There we go. So, why me? Yeah, now you're dialed. Why me? Why me is now 69ing the rest of us. Alright, so, yeah, split S when you hit the crosswalk, and then we change directions, and whoever's in the lead, like red is in the lead right now, slow down! Slow down! H2O, 69 kilometers an hour, which is 42 miles an hour. There we go. Whoever's in the lead, your job is to hit 69. Your job is to 69. If you're in the lead, you must 69, or you must 42. And then everybody else gets close. At some point, you're going to accidentally pass the leader. Don't just slow down. You're now the leader. That person now gets to follow as closely as possible. I see 2 people are green. Let me fix that. Hold on. Session player list. All right. Torgi, I'm going to make you blue. There we go. Quad Goblin is like a light green. I'm going to make you a light blue. There we go. All right. This takes time. This is hard to do. So... be patient, friends. I thought they were coming. There they are. I was trying to set up a cool camera shot. Don't turn around. Don't turn around in the middle. Run it all the way end to end. Don't bail when there's not enough people there. All right, so whoever this is that's green, I think it's Neurone. He's who we're chasing. We're chasing Neurone. Neurone, slow down! There you go. Alright, so Neurone is the leader. If purple passes you, purple's not the leader. Purple's the cameraman. I did that split S too early. You want to wait until you cross the crosswalk to do the split S. Neurone is still the leader. Catch up, fellas. Drop it down on the deck. Everybody, we're trying to fly as low as we can. That's going to, like, restrict... It's going to make it easier to get closer to each other. Dropping down really low. So as low as you can when you hit the crosswalk, full throttle blip, split S, and bring it back in the other direction. Never follow purple. Purple is the camera person. There you go, why me? What? Oh, balls. Why me and Neurone are doing an awesome job. Wyme is now the leader, so his job is to go 69 miles an hour as low as he possibly can. And then everybody else's job is to catch up, full throttle blip, split S, bring it around. Now we got a little group going. All right, so we're going to have to do this for like 5 minutes to get used to it. This takes time. Oh! Oh! I hit a light pole at 70 kilometers an hour. Can you only imagine? Oh, for fuck's sake. Quad Goblin's flying something big. What are you flying, Quad Goblin? Let me see if I can get close. Look at the size of this thing that Quad Goblin's flying. Look at it! Oh! He flipped it right over. He's now in the lead. Everybody's chasing Quad Goblin. Oh, he's doing flips! He's doing flips and rolls. Oh, I'm gonna hit him! Somebody else is in the lead, so I can just film Quad Goblin. Great big split S. Get back into it. Try not to go, like, rampaging off at the end of the split S. It's hard for us to catch up. Be patient at the end of your split S. Whoever's in the lead. Full throttle blip. Turn it over slowly. And just ease into it. Ease back into it. Because everybody is going to do their split S's a little bit different. Some people are going to, like, lay them out real big and crazy. So, yeah, be as patient as you possibly can. Oh! I hit something solid. Again, ignore purple. Oh, farts. Ignore purple. Purple's going to be, like, all over the goddamn place. Here come the fellas. Look at that. Oh, God! Quad Goblin and Yoki. Look at these guys. Get closer. Get close, 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 close. The main challenge here is proximity. And if you're not the leader, you don't have to worry about your speed. So as soon as you're not the leader, you can just look at everyone else to try to get as close as you possibly can. But then as soon as you're the leader, you want to be glancing down at your speed. We got these two... I guess it's not two. It's just one orange and one yellow, but... let me change those colors a little bit. Player list. And Yoki, I'm going to make you dark blue. Alright. That'll be cooler looking. Here we go. We'll do a head-on. A head-on with the group. Fion, fion, fion! There they are. Quad Goblin, go! Quad Goblin's flying that big quad. It might not be able to keep up. There, look at that. Now we got some primary colors going. That's cool looking. Yeah! Uh-oh. Oh! Oh boy. For anybody watching, going like, these guys suck, you wouldn't believe how hard this is. You wouldn't believe how hard it is to fly proximity at 70 kilometers an hour. But you guys will see, it's already happening. Everybody is getting dialed in. Like, the proximity has already started to tighten up quite a bit. Oh God, what did I hit? I thought I was clear of that. Here come the fellas. Here come the fellas. This is really, really, really good practice for throttle control and speed control. We don't get a lot of practice controlling our speed. We tend to just like put the nose down and just blast. This really, really, really helps you learn to manage your speed and not just haul ass all the time. Oh. But mainly, this is incredible throttle control practice. Because when you fly low to the ground like this, you have to work really hard on the throttle. There's a little midair. There goes Why Me? And Yoki and Neurone. The crew, man, the crew just bombing down Main Street. Quad Goblin is frozen, I think. Or he's hovering. He's just hovering. He's getting back into it. Looks like Inyoki is leading for a little bit here. Let Why Me practice getting that proximity dialed in. Oh! Ah, now we got the full crew again. This is hard to do. There's the whole crew. Oh! Quad Goblin with that big quad is just like rock steady. That thing is just tracking a perfectly straight line. That's awesome. How about this? New game. Everybody get close to Quad Goblin. He's going a little bit... He's tracking like very, very steady. Everybody fought Quad Goblin, you're going to be the leader for a couple passes here. Just because you're doing a really good job being like dead steady. And you're flying that big-ass quad, so it's actually easier for us to see. So everybody get your proximity on Quad Goblin. Look at that big thing just like cruising. Getting low to the ground too. I love it. Oh, just doing a regular little yaw turnaround. Okay. Really maximizing that low altitude. Everybody get close to Quad Goblin. Quad Goblin's our leader for a couple passes. He's going low and slow. And I'm getting as close to him as I can. I'm trying to figure out what he's flying. Oh man, I'm on the ground. I'm actually on the ground right now, I think. It was bouncing off the ground. Oh no! Where'd they go? There they are! Oh god, I almost hit the pole. Look at Quad Goblin on the ground! Ah! Quad Goblin is leading the Limbo challenge. Who can fly lower than Quad Goblin? That's what this game has become. Can anyone fly under Quad Goblin? Oh god, I don't know even if I can. I mean, Quad Goblin's trucking now. The slow yaw. Around the light pole, almost. Ah! They're swarming around him. New game, everyone hit Quad Goblin. The mid-airs don't seem to do much. Not head on, not head on. Fly closely to him. Fly with Quad Goblin and then bump into him. If we all do it, it'll be funny. Unless we knock him out of the air. He's flying a big quad, though. In theory... Oh, he's going off Main Street! This is a fun game now. There he goes. He's subtly trying to avoid everyone. Going slow almost kind of works, too. It's, like, hard. Who's flying that little... And Yoki, what are you flying? A TinyWhoop? Jesus. Oh, he's changing directions. He's going the other way. Oh, shit! What's the, what do police say to people when they want to beat them to death? Stop resisting. Quad Goblin, stop resisting. Stop resisting, Quad Goblin. Oh, he's flying under things! I crashed. This is the world's slowest police chase. Can we land on top of each other? Is that a thing? Oh, I guess I can't disarm. It flips over. All right, back to Main Street. Back to Main Street. Back to Main Street. Up and down Main Street again. Wait a second. Well, we could do combat mode, but then everybody has to have the combat mode download pack thing. So let's not do that. Let's play around with this. All right, so level 2. Now that we've gotten good at cruising up and down Main Street. Get the Main Street cruise thing going again, friends. Get Main Street cruise. We're gonna do Main Street dive. Where is everybody? All right, Quad Goblin, lead the way. Everybody's already been following you. Lead the way. Lead the way down Main Street. Yeah. All right. Come on, friends. Back up and down Main Street. Let's go. Follow purple. Follow purple. Follow purple. Come on. There we go. All right. So, level 2 is, if you follow me, I'm going to take the lead here. Instead of the split S, you come here to the base of the building and go full throttle up it. Chop the throttle at the top. Try not to go super high above it. And then you dive back down the building. Wait until the last second. Hammer the throttle. Back onto Main Street. So it's the building on the right. And then we'll do it with both buildings on the right. We'll do it with this shorter building on the right. The goal is to not go over the top of the building. And then to stay close to the bottom. Here comes the group. I'm going to lead the way again. This building, bottom, full throttle. Chop it early so that you don't go over the top of the building. And 0 throttle all the way down. At the very bottom, last second, hammer the throttle. Try to get back to 69 kilometers an hour. So we're going to 69 all the way down Main Street, and then we're going to go full throttle up the big, tall building wieners. Wait till the base, full throttle. Chop the throttle early. Try not to go over the top of the building. 0 throttle all the way back down. Hammer the throttle at the bottom. Try not to hit the ground. And then start 69ing again. This is way, way, way harder. 69, then climb. 69, climb. Chop the throttle early. Come back down. Hammer the throttle on the ground. And then start 69ing again. Neurone's in the lead. Neurone's leading the way. Getting his 69 on. Wait. Neurone, wait. So you're at the base, and then hammer the throttle. And then chop it early. Woo! Shit. Neurone's in the lead again. The reason that you're in the lead, Neurone, is because you're getting on the throttle too early. Wait until you're here, then climb it. And then try to chop the throttle nice and early. Yeah, you chop the throttle perfectly early. And then be as patient as you can on the bottom. Damn it. No, don't turn around, don't turn around. Ah! H2O is in the lead. H2O is in the lead. He's red. He's red. Red's in the lead. Follow red. Base of the building. Full throttle. I went way over top of the building, which is not great, but it's going to happen. Neurone is jumping out for a minute. H2O FPV is in the lead again. Follow the red. There we go. Now you guys are back together. All right, so now whoever's in the lead is in the lead. We're grouped back up. When in doubt, go a little bit slower than 69. Sometimes 69ing can be too tiring. And Yoki's in the lead. He's blue. Follow blue. It is unbelievable how much harder this is. We were like all grouped up before we started doing the dives. Oh, did I knock? I think I knocked Yoki out of the air. Oh, wait a second. No, I'm not on the right street. All right. Here we go again. Oh, God! Why me is in the lead? Everybody follow orange. Same thing, Why me? Try to wait as long as you can. Wait until you're at the base of the building to hammer the throttle. You guys are doing good. This is hard. Why me and Yoki? Good proximity. Good speed. Good stuff. Wait. Now, there you go. The better of a job you do at that, the better of it. Everybody okay? Something just slammed down upstairs. Be as patient as you can at the bottom of the building. You're trying to not just go rampaging off. The faster you accelerate at the bottom of the building, the harder it's going to be for anybody else to catch you. Oh, shit! Blue is in the lead. Everybody follow blue. Oh, shit! What's up, Uriel? I'm trying to lock it. I would love to really lock in with you guys on a dive here. It's hard, though. Let's try it. Let's try it. Here we go. Shit. I overshot him right at the last second. There we go. That's about as good as I'm going to get it for right now. Keep trying, though. Oh! Street light got me. Woo! Why me? Watch your speed. Yeah. All right, level 3. Where's that H building? Level 3 is the H building. Where the hell is it? Where's the H build? Here it is. H building's back this way. Level 3 is H building power loops. Fly under so from the starting point, there's the starting point there, straight ahead. You turn around, and you go under, full throttle, and then you power loop. And we all just try to do this. Don't do the power loops full throttle. Try to do them 0 throttle at the top. You can certainly just go full throttle and just fly around the damn thing. That's not what we're doing. We're trying to do slower power loops. You're going to have to be full throttle here to give yourself enough to get around. But try to be 0 throttle as much as you can. This is... this is incredible power loop practice. Because it's a massive power loop. So you got to really work on where you're putting the throttle on. And you're trying to be as proximity as possible. And so if you're having a hard time with it, watch my stick overlay on the bottom. Watch my stick overlay on the bottom to see where I'm putting throttle on. So full throttle. Ah! Another little, all right, this is a mess. Hold on. I'll do a couple cleanly. Full throttle, especially full throttle here to generate enough throw. Wait. Maintenance throttle, full throttle. You can even stall it out like that. I didn't do a great job of it, but I just barely didn't crash hard enough. So full throttle now. Oh. 0, 0, 0. Maintenance. Full throttle now. So you're going to go full throttle when you're looking at all sky. And then 0. Slowly pick it back up. All sky. See what I mean by all sky? Ooh! All sky now. And then you throw it back over with a little nudge on pitch. I think I just mid-aired somebody. Full throttle now. Also, this is a great little trick. If you're not going to make it, just add an extra backflip in and hit the throttle at the right point, right? If you're not going to make it, extra back throttle, extra backflip, and then put that extra little bit of throttle in. You can also do one of those, but then you're adding roll into the mix, which makes it more difficult. Oh! See that? It almost turns an error into like something you did on purpose, but anybody that knows anything will be like, nah, that was a mistake. Ah! Alright, let's get some proximity ones going. Now you guys are kind of locked in. But one of the cool things is to watch it from over here. Oh, farts. I meant to say over here. Who's going the wrong direction? Oh man, you guys are doing so proximity that I can barely see it from the side of the building. I can see it from up on top. Oh my god, I went too high. Oh, there it is. That's cool looking. Oh, that's cool. Caught the side of the building. Here comes one. Yo! Ignore purple. I'm just filming you guys now, basically. Oh, God. There they come. That is cool. This is a great perspective. All right, let me link up. Try to do them as slowly as you can. Spend as much time off throttle as you possibly can. That's going to slow it down. You want to try to do one big burst of throttle and then come off the throttle. And stay 0 throttle for as long as you can. All right, I'm locked in with an Enyoki. Man, it is hard. It is hard to stay locked in. Oh! I just didn't quite make it. Oh, I gave it to him, though. He bounced off. But maybe that could have been like a weird netcode thing. That was cool. Oh! I think that was a midair. Oh! Jesus! Alright, who can I lock in with next? Green. Whoever's green. Here I come. Oh, I can film this with weird backflips. Quad Goblin! There he goes. I'm relying on you. I'm just watching you. Why me? Oh, it just didn't quite make it. I'm linked back up with Enyoki, I think. Yep. Oh, God! Oh! Oh my god. Oh! Oh god! Why am I'm like stuck to the left side here. Get centered, bro. It's so much easier to do these gigantic... Oh, that was so cool! Ah! Try it again. It's almost easier to do these as front flips. I'm trying to catch up to you guys. As I do them bigger and bigger, I have to cover more distance. So I have to use more and more throttle. So if I can generate a big throw, I can then look back and hopefully catch you guys coming around. That should be really cool looking. Oh my god, if I could just not crash into the side of the building. Woo! Whoa! I hit the other building there. Oh, wow! Oh my god, what's happening? Oh boy! Oh! Alright. Let's get real. Here we go. It's funny to see the crashes happen. I like that a lot. It's hard, man. It's hard to get on the throttle early enough, but not too early. Ugh! You can give a pretty big throttle blip all the way up here to really push yourself back across. If the problem you're having is not covering enough distance here up at the top, yeah, you can give an extra little throttle blip there. That's cool. Seeing people come around, whip down through the bottom. Ah! We just go completely ham in the opposite direction. We'll get as many head-ons as we can. Hyung! Hyung! Oh! All the head-ons. Hey. See that? So like when you climb up the side, like big blast the throttle, wait, and then hammer it again if you have to. It's nice to do it in one big hit, but with a building with an opening that's this tall, it kind of helps it to do it in two. Plus you're like squaring it off in the same way that I square off the. I mean, shit, you can even do it in 4 blasts just to square everything off. But then you start going so fast, which is tough. Ah! Chasing Quad Goblin. Chasing him down. Chasing down the big quad. It's easier to see. Oh, Quad Goblin with a huge one! Ah! I was just waiting. That big quad floats. Look at that thing. Oh, God! I wasn't looking at the building. And I was dialed in on Quad Goblin for a minute there. Well, those are the 3 levels that I got for you guys. Them's the 3 levels. Those are the most fun things I've found to do in the simulator. You guys did awesome. Oh my God! Any last minute questions, friends? Uriel says, is the server full or waiting list to join? I don't think it's full. It looks like there's only 4 people in here. But I'm about to jump out. Oh, there's more than 4 in here. But you guys can keep that room opened as long as you want and use the chat. Use the little room chat if you guys want to do different stuff. And Yoki is asking for trippy spins. No. This is the closest This is the closest I'll give you to a trippy spin. Don't do trippy spins. They're bad. They're bad for you. They look stupid, and they're bad for you. But before the trippy spin ever existed, many of us were using this cool method of going around buildings, where you come up here, and then you use that to kind of turn a corner. It's a really cool looking way to go around a corner, which is the basis of what a trippy spin really is. So that's the closest I'll give you, because that actually looks cool, and trippy spins just look silly. So you just turn away from it. Well, I've never been able to really talk you through how to do this, but you kind of turn out, and then you lean back, and then, I mean, the basis of it is the trippy spin, but still. Look at my stick overlay, though, and you can see what I'm doing. So you kind of turn out, lean back into it, and then throw yourself around. That's just a 90-degree turn. It's a way to make a 90-degree turn look much cooler and much sillier. And you can get out of it in any number of different ways. And you could also use it to, like, 180 turn. But yeah, that is You can do it in between little gaps. That was fucking hot, yo. Hey! Yeah, you turn out, lean back, and use it to run yourself around. That's the cool version of coordinating your stick. Not coordinating your sticks. Cross-coordinating your sticks. Like that. Or like that. That's, this is hard as shit to do. That was not it. That was barely it. You can kind of do it. So, normally you want to turn... Hold on. Normally you want to turn... For Christ's sakes. Normally you want to turn out away from the building to get around there. You can technically do it turning into the building. No, so that's turning out and away. You could technically do it turning into the building like that, but it doesn't look as good because you look away from it. You want to look towards the thing. So we'll do this big tall building on the right. So if you look at the building but keep turning, you can then wrap around it. So look at it, keep turning, and throw yourself around. That's 1,000 times cooler than a trippy spin. There you guys go. That's what I got for you today. That's what I have to offer today. That room will stay open. Feel free to hang out in there as long as you guys want. Any last minute questions, drop them into the chat. Otherwise, I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Hold on, I'm just getting out of here so I can get back to OBS. Yeah. Take care of yourselves, friends. Take care of each other more now than ever before. Okay? I love you guys. Here's that 2S RcinPower battery again, where the ground was lava, but that doesn't have any effect on me ever. Be good, friends. Come on, get the subtitles out. I'll leave the subtitles on. What the...